Hello everyone, welcome to this live streaming on Twitch of Might and Magic Heroes 7. So I am Julien Pirou, I am one of the writers and designers of the game, and here is Xavier.
Hello, so I'm Xavier Penin, I am a lead game designer on Heroes 7. So we'll start by watching a short trailer and we'll see you after that.
Peggy 12.
And we're back after this great trailer, so it's coming soon, it's beta, always exciting moment in a game project. So what will be in this beta, have you seen in the trailer, there will be two maps, two skirmish maps, so you can play solo or in multiplayer, and you will be able to play the Haven and Academy factions.
Yes.
So it's starting on Monday. And if you want to be sure to have an access to the beta, you need to pre-order the game. But let's have a look at it actually today. That's
okay,
why we're
so
here.
Let's try. So as you see, this is the main menu of the game. It's pretty straightforward. Don't forget when you play the beta that you can give us feedback. So this will open a link to a page where you can tell us everything you think about the game, and that's going to be very useful for us to finalize the game. A small reminder, this is a real beta of the game, so it's actually still buggy, so don't be surprised or disappointed if you see strange things happening. I expect to see that.
Especially this build we are playing, it's really the development build. It's not the one you'll get on Monday, it's an even rougher build, and when we actually installed it a bit earlier, we realized that some things have broken compared to yesterday. So that's the reality of game development, you know.
Yes, but don't worry. So far we've been adding bugs because that's what we do when you develop games, and now we're starting to remove them. So it's gonna be better. So let's start with a single-player game. What we're gonna do is we are going to do two games. First one with the first faction. Let's start with Haven, for instance, and we'll show you the second map later.
Yeah, and again we're showing single player here in this Twitch, but in the beta you will be also able to play multiplayer, and that is hot seat and also online. So.
Okay, so I'm starting with the Drylands. So it's a nice map. The story is simple. I think there's a dam in the middle, so the southern part of the map is completely deprived of water. So it's a classic. It's a 4 players map. So let's say we're gonna play Tyrus.
Classic hero. You might remember her or a version of her from Heroes 3 and 4.
And we'll set up the AIs to be of the other factions. And let's change. Okay, so everybody ready? Also, you know, we have implemented a random skill system. It's pretty similar to what was in here, Heroes 5. So I'm going to choose that, but I want to tell you right now this is very broken, so we might have bugs, but you will see how it works. It's pretty simple. It's really close to Heroes 5. Okay. Here we are.
Yeah. nice little castle in a nice little forest.
Yeah. Okay, so start with my town. So I do what I like to do classically, is build a lot of heroes and recruit a secondary hero.
Yeah, that's also our arrow.
It's a classic. I'm gonna do recruit another hero of the same faction and steal all his troops for now. Okay, so something new we told you already about in Hero 7 is the possibility to assign a governor. Right now you need to have specific abilities to do that. I think this is still the case, but there will be a default benefit for assigning a governor even before he gets new abilities.
It's basically thinking of recycling in a way a feature from Heroes 4 and trying to because Heroes 4 had a lot of great ideas actually. I know it's always a touchy subject with fans, but there are great ideas in Heroes 4 as well, so Governor is one of them.
Exactly. Okay, so let's go for a ride. This is a chest, obviously I'm going to go for it. It's a small one, but it's a start. Let's explore a bit. Okay, I see there is a sawmill here, so I need this kind of resources right away. And I use my secondary hero for exploration for now. This is a rally flag.
And as you can see, you can actually have a hero without troops.
Yes.
You don't need to, leave one Kabir or one Sentinel.
Yeah, you can have a hero without an army. Obviously, he's gonna be trash if he fights anyone. But it's worth using it for exploration and stuff.
Yeah. So, if you've missed the beginning and you're only joining us now, just a quick reminder while the AI is playing. Actually, it's done, but we are playing the beta version of Hero 7, Might and Magic Hero 7, or a pre-beta version of Hero 7. And Xavier, the lead designer of the game, is playing Avon. And
yeah, so this is my first level up with a random skill system.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple.
As you said, the UI here is a bit broken. The text isn't.
Yeah, there is no text here for some reason. So you get the information about the stat points you just earned. And these are the skills you already have, so you can have up to 5 with the system, and you can pick up 2 random skills or 2 abilities that belong to one of the skills you already have. So I'm gonna pick my oh yes, there is a small problem here. I'm gonna pick defense as a new skill.
And by the way, if you have questions about your beta key and how to access a beta, I think there's been an update on the website, the Shadow Council website, with all the information about that, so don't hesitate, after this Twitch, of course, to have a look and have all the info.
Oh. Okay. Something I wanted to say, we discussed that, Julien, is that right now the AI is playing at the slowest pace possible, the pace of the player. So obviously we're going to change that so the AI plays at maximum speed.
Yeah. So the good news is that actually the calculation of the AI turn is pretty fast, but in this version the AI is playing at the same speed as the player. So it seems to be very long, but that's now that the AI is working, we can actually make it go faster.
So I'm gonna buy a loophole tower to produce crossbowmen because I like to have ranged troops to start with.
And speaking of the AI, actually, when you play the beta next week, don't hesitate to send us feedback about basically how the AI is behaving. If you see some weird stuff, if you have comments, suggestions to improve it, we're really eager to have feedback on that topic.
Okay. So we're gonna take a look at our main hero a bit more in detail. So the AI is playing right now. Okay, so take a look at our friend Tyrus. So she's a paladin, so it's a defensive kind of might hero of the Haven faction. So as you can see, she already has a strong defense value compared to the other values. So this is attack, this is what lets you give more damage. She has her own damage value because she can attack on the battlefield. This is magic, so it gives power to the spells. Spirit gives you more mana. This is your mana and max mana. Leadership is what gives your troops more morale and chances to have a secondary action. So as most of the Haven heroes, Tyrus is very good at that. This is Destiny, so it gives you a chance to do critical hits in combat, and the speed and the movement points is classic to move on the adventure map. So as you can see, you have here what we call now the warfare units, new version of the war machines. So in the case of Haven, it's the classic catapult for attacking towns, and there is room for an attack unit that is the ballista, and the healing unit, which is in this game healing sister. She's a living character
for this faction anyway.
For this faction, yes.
Yeah.
My troops. And take a look at the famed skill wheel. So
I'm just you know, cutting you a minute for answering a question I saw on the chat about streaming and sharing screenshot of the beta. Yes, you will be able to stream your beta games and share screenshot of the beta. So do it. We're really eager to see to see you play, basically.
Okay. So this is a skill wheel of our character. It shows you the skills she can acquire. All these are locked right now. So these are different ranks of mastery, and these are the Grandmaster's abilities she can acquire if she develops most of one of these lines. And this is the specialization of Tyrus. She's a specialist of cavaliers, so she makes them more numerous. So here you can see what I have unlocked right now, mostly skills, so the abilities themselves are not unlocked yet. Okay, let's do a little fight. This should be manageable without any problem. Okay, so classic tactical phase. I can move my troops. On this battle map in particular, there is nothing special to expect from my deployment because I have very basic troops. There are not much obstacles. I could put my crossbowmen here to be covered, but I think they are too far from the cover. So.
And I see on the chat that there are many Russian fans currently. So
oh, yeah.
Hello Russia.
Hello Russia. Okay, let's start. So my hero doesn't have spells right now, so I'm gonna use the normal default attack. Not so powerful for now. So these are the dire rules. They are pretty fast, and so I already get the benefit of my high leadership and morale because I have already a first attack. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in the middle of them and
the critical.
Alright. Okay. Shouldn't take too long. So the dire wolves have unlimited retaliation, so defensively they are pretty strong. So both these stacks are going to attack them, and they are going to retaliate every time. Okay. So here we have left the options for cool cameras, and it makes the game a little slower, but obviously you can set that up yourself and make the battles much faster.
You can actually remove the cool cams entirely if you don't want to see them, or set them to trigger every time if you want a very like cinematic battle. It's up to you. It's in the options. You do whatever you want.
So yeah, I want to talk a bit about flanking. So as you know, we have added the system in Hero 7. So basically you can have flanking bonus if you're on the side, and an even better bonus if you're directly behind your opponent. So that forces you to play with space and use movement as best as you can. But sometimes it can always also put you in a difficult position. There is still a problem here. It tells you that there is no retaliation when you attack from behind. We removed this rule because it was too powerful. So for some reason it still says the contrary, but as you will see, there will be a retaliation in this case. Or maybe not. Well, it's already starting not to work as expected. Okay. Well, it's a bit slow, right? Maybe we can change that.
I see some people are wondering about the battle songs, and there are actually a lot of battle music, some old, some new, and it's random, so chances are you will actually, in the final game at least, hear many different songs in battles and not always the same ones. But I'm actually, to be completely honest, I'm not sure all the music is implemented in the beta version.
Yeah.
It's usually the kind of thing that really is done at the end.
I think we have a question about the grid. Can it be hidden? I think... I'm not sure there is an option right now. Yeah. Okay, so first victory. I think I'm gonna speed up the game a bit. Okay, so classic, you have the count of the XP and the count of creatures that died in the battle. Okay, take a look at the options.
Yeah.
I think we can... Okay, let's go to 150%. So, my first mine. Okay. And my secondary hero is gonna pick up the rest. Sorry.
Do you want a glass of water?
Maybe. Thank you. So, next, I'm going to invest in...
giving him an health potion.
Yeah, thank you, that's just magic. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, we have questions about the... Are all these elements final? Well, it's a beta version, so nothing can be considered completely final. It's pretty close to the end, but nothing is completely finished.
Actually, I think that the lights on this map are maybe not the final ones.
Yeah,
They
possibly.
look pretty bright, I think.
We have a question about the sim turns. So yes, maybe you saw that in the menu when I set up the game. You can choose already sim turns. It's not finalized yet, but I think we plan to have it working in the beta. So it's New Take had this idea of sim turns that we really think it works great, and it will speed up the games when you play in multiplayer. It should be really efficient.
But again, you will have the opportunity to try it and give us feedback. So.
Yeah.
I see one person was wondering if it's not possible to click on the buildings on the touch screen, but actually I think you can. You can either click on directly on the building or in the UI.
You can click on the building to open it. Absolutely. So yeah. Oh, okay. So an interesting thing about the town screens, at least the building part, is they are all different for each factions. They don't have the same order of buildings. So for instance, if you play Academy, you will see that the magic guilds are pretty straightforward to obtain. For other factions, you need more prerequisites. Here you have 2 core units at level 1, and some faction is going to be different. So you have to study the faction and find your own way to play every time. So what are we going to do now? Okay, I go for another dwelling. Maybe we could recruit some troops for reinforcements, so let's buy these troops and send our secondary hero to fetch them. Okay, I'm gonna take a little buff, and I think there's another chest to get here. Okay, we're gonna switch maps pretty soon anyway to show you the other one. quick question: are there funny idle animations? Yes, there are. Every creature has one. So if you just wait in the battle map, you will see them.
Yeah, and that's actually a funny. I mean, literally, it's funny animations, but it's something we actually leave to the animator. You know, it's like the free spot basically, where they can do whatever they want, and sometimes we are quite surprised by what they come up with.
Yeah, they are pretty creative.
Usually the animators embrace this chance to use the models and make them do silly things.
And to have fun, yeah, of course. Yes, there was also a question, as you can see, we're back to 7 resources in the Hero 7. So we still have the Ashen Classic Blood Dragon Crystal, but we've added other rare resources like Star Silver, Dragon Steel, Shadow Steel, and these are used for creating new buildings and recruiting special creatures. They can be exchanged in the market, so it's a return to the good old 7 resources. Okay.
I see there are a lot of questions about this or that faction in a DLC. There are currently no plans for DLCs for this game.
No.
There's a rumor that keeps coming back about like somehow we would have said somewhere that there would be an Inferno DLC, but actually no.
No, we never said that.
That was never the plan. So, of course, if the game is successful, we hope to bring more content later, but right now we are finishing Hero 7. That's our focus. We're not thinking of DLCs or expansion packs, or that will be a topic for once we are done with Hero 7.
Absolutely. One last thing I'd like to show you is the Magic Guild. So right now I just built the Magic Guild, I have a reminder. And in each town you're asked to select a specialty. So what does this do? It makes sure that you get at least one spell of your preferred school for each level of the Magic Guild. So if I pick up Fire here, okay, this is the first level I get. I have 2 fire spells. One other thing, we said that before, as this is a Haven town, you'll always have at least 1 light magic spell, and you will never have dark magic spells in Haven towns because they hate that. So now if I visit the town with my hero, he will acquire the spells that his magic mastery allows him to learn.
After Hero 6, the town guild, the magic guild, in towns, and also to get spells from the map, the shrines kind of buildings were one of the most requested features. So it's back in Hero 7, and it's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So change maps. Maybe we can answer that question about Magic Burn. I don't know who's interested in the Arcane Burn. Yes, it's made of magic, and it's pretty resistant to magic, even better than that. Not sure you'll be able to see one tonight because it's a bit short to get the champion units, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah. So while you change the map, actually, maybe we can talk a bit about the collector edition.
Yeah, sure.
So here, for instance, you can see, maybe I can actually, without breaking it, take it's a prototype, I guess, for the statue of Ivan that will be in the collector edition, or maybe it's like one of the first produced units. But it's pretty cool. Ivan is a cool guy, and of course
you don't have the helmet because he has a removable helmet. You can put it on or off.
And here he is, the little baby, the Hero 7 collector edition. And actually, I could open it, and have a look inside, and whoa! But actually, that's not a topic for tonight.
Oh, you're cool.
So I'm just teasing you.
Okay. So, Bad Neighbors, it's a classic small map, 1 versus 1, 2 neighbors who edge each other. So, we'll play Academy. I'll take my preferred character because she's a badass water magic expert.
Yeah. I see some people that maybe missed the beginning are commenting on the speed of the AI. And again, here the issue is that this is the first implementation of the AI, and it's actually playing at the same pace as the same speed as the player.
Yeah, the default slow speed.
But in the final game, it will act much faster, actually.
Yes. Okay, so this time I'm gonna take the free skill system, so you can see how you choose your skills in the skill wheel.
Yeah, because actually, originally we only wanted to go with this free skill system, and it's you, the fans, who have really
strongly
requested the random skill. So because we are doing this game for you, even if we cannot always do every single thing you wish for, in this case we really wanted to add this option. So yeah, it's a bit buggy right now, but it will be in the final game.
And you'll be able to play the game entirely with the system, so it's up to you. Okay, so again, this is the Academy Town, a bit different. So I'm gonna change my strategy. I'm gonna straightforward for the Magic Guild because I've a Magic Hero and I want spells right away.
And again, you picked one of the old universe girls, Minas Lee, one hero from Heroes 4.
Probably have something for these girls.
Yeah.
So
it's
as
nostalgia.
I already checked her, you know, I know this girl. She's her specialty is water magic, so she is badass water magic caster. So I chose water magic specialty. And right now, well, what do we have? Okay, I have 2 spells. It's not much yet, but I'm gonna change that soon. Okay, this level. I start my specialization in water magic. It's a bit a crazy strategy, but it pays off if you know what you're doing. So this map there is enough chests and stuff to get a few levels pretty fast.
That's basically this map called Bad Neighbors. It's you know, a classic kind of Heroes map with 2 kingdoms, several ways to between them, from the surface or from the underground. Yeah, perfect when you really want to show your best friend who's the best at this game.
Okay, so I already have my 2nd rank of water magic, which means I'm gonna be able to cast level 2 spells. I just need to get them. So let's go back home.
I see an interesting question. Will there be elite monsters like the crystal dragons? And well, I don't want to spoil everything, and I actually am not sure that all of this is in the beta, so I wouldn't want to promise something that you won't see before a while. But there are some pretty cool neutrals. I mean, the elementals are classical neutrals, but there are also quite a few new ones, and some of them are pretty cool.
They have different range of powers. They are the classic core, elites, and champions. You have pretty strong creatures, right?
But since the neutrals are not bound by balance, basically, the champion neutrals tend to be pretty badass.
Yeah, I really wanted that. You can be surprised because when you see one of those champions, you can say, oh, okay, they're pretty much the same power as mine, but they can be stronger than yours. Okay, that's what I wanted. So now I have Frostbolt, which is absolutely devastating. Especially with that character.
I see a question that is a bit of a technical question, I guess, which is about ports, and yeah, you to play multiplayer in the beta, you will have to open ports. I guess this will be explained somewhere on the Shadow Council at some point. Yeah, I'm being confirmed that it will indeed be explained, and yeah, so you will have to open ports to play the multiplayer in the beta.
Okay, I see there is a question about meta magic, which is the Academy faction skill. I'm going to take a look at the skill wheel and show you that. This should be fast.
Yeah, I see a comment that really warms my heart. Someone saying, thanks for Might and Magic 10, I hope that Hero 7 is as good as Might and Magic 10. So while both of us are from Ubisoft, actually Might and Magic 10 was my project. I was a lead designer on that game. So yeah, I'm very thankful that you liked it, and of course we want Hero 7 to be as good.
Of course,
and that's one of the reasons why we actually hired Limbic Entertainment to work on Hero 7. Personally, I'm very happy to have the same team, the same developer working on a Might and Magic RPG and a Heroes game. because that had never happened since Ubisoft about Might and Magic IP. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it feels like we found our Might and Magic studio.
Yeah,
and we're really close to them, honestly. And some of the guys are fans, long-time fans of the franchise. They really know what they're talking about. Okay, so Meta Magic, basically, the idea is that it allows you to play with your spells. If you have a magical effect on the battlefield, you can cast a spell on this area or on this creature, and it will trigger an additional effect. So this is a bit long to read, but basically it tells you that if a creature is under the effect of a spell or a magic ability and you cast a spell on them, you get additional effects, and these effects are unlocked by the abilities. And if you get all of these, for instance, or the biggest one, it gets really crazy. So it's an investment, as everything in this game. If you want to be good in one skill, you have to invest a lot, and it really influences the way you should play, because you cannot have everything. So if you want to have powerful magic, you have, with most of these academy characters, a lot of magic schools, and with meta magic you can do crazy combinations, but you cannot much spend on the rest or on your creatures. It's a choice to make. Okay, let's
I see someone, actually a few people have asked already the question about the 2D turn screens and why we are going back to 2D turn screens. That's, you know, there are times when we can say like it's really a choice, like it's something we decided. Here it's really a production constraint, because you have to know that on iOS 5, the turn screen, the 3D turn screens, actually were half of the art budget for the game. I mean,
yeah, it's really
half
crazy.
of it. And because the graphics in video games are becoming more and more detailed, more and more costly to make, making 3D turn screens was just unreasonable, you know. We wanted 6 factions in the game. There will be only 2 in the beta, but in the final game there will be 6. Yeah, we basically put our numbers in little columns and say, okay, 3D turn screens is just not something we can do without cutting content from the game. Yeah. So yeah, it was a tough choice, because the 3D turn screens were very beautiful, but they were not that usable. I mean, you watched it one or 2 times, and then you just go use the menu to build your stuff. And we prefer to go back to the 2D turn screens. So yeah,
we're confident they could look good. It's not the same, but I think it does the job. I just switched this option that allows you to discover everything in the skill wheel. So as I told you before, for me this free scaling system is based on making choices and having a strategy to develop your hero. So it's a different approach than the random skill. So this is a bit crazy, but it allows you to read the description of everything you can acquire and make a plan for your hero. But for the beginners, we allow to remove the things you don't have access right now, because it's a bit difficult to read.
I see some people are asking if we are confident about the September release.
Well,
we are.
Yes, we are.
As Xavier said earlier, if you saw this Twitch from the beginning, so far, because it's game development, we've been adding a lot of stuff and saw a lot of bugs. Now we are starting the process to actually remove all these bugs, and you will help us with that, with the beta, and giving us feedback. So yeah, we're confident.
And it's already working pretty well. I mean, it's buggy, but it's working, and there's tons of content in this game, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Just to give you an idea, currently these last few days I've been actually working on the localization kit for the game. So if you don't know what a localization kit is, it's a huge table with all the text entries from the game. I mean, every creature name, every description, every little text that may appear somewhere. And yeah, I've been basically rereading all that stuff, making some corrections, because of course developers add these texts, and sometimes they make typos or English is not their native language. So yeah, and a Heroes game is a lot of content. That's really crazy. Even RPG like Might and Magic 10 was not as much text as is Heroes 7. So this game is big.
Yeah. Take a look at the questions. Some people want details about the random map generator. It's a bit early to talk about that, but it's a classic. I mean, idea. You set up the basic data of your map, how many players you want, how many towns, and you just press a button and it generates you a playable map that you can then modify in the game editor if you like. But it's a very complicated matter to talk about that tonight.
Actually, without spoiling too much, while we are getting near the release, I think we'll try to have a couple more Twitch or live streaming like this one,
sure,
but really dedicated to the map editor and the tools of the game. And there will be a few surprises actually, but yeah, again I'm teasing you. But that will be I guess in August or something.
Yeah. Okay, I think there's a question about why are there only 30 levels. I think it's just a classic number, and it seems enough to us. If some of you are worried about the number of skills and abilities you can get, obviously, as in previous games, you can acquire new ranks and abilities by visiting adventure map buildings, so you can go beyond 30 points. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this town portal. So with the town portal build, my hero will acquire this specific spell that allows to use the town portal. Interesting thing, it doesn't work like in Heroes 6. It's more like Heroes 5, which means you can teleport back to the nearest town you own, but you cannot just jump from one town to another. We thought it was too powerful, and it broke the strategic deployment on the adventure map. There's a question about the number of creatures you can deploy on the battlefield. You cannot deploy more than 9 creatures because you cannot have more than 9 stacks. But maybe there's a trick, because if you can,
7.
You have 7 slots.
Yeah.
But if you are in deployment phase and you have the space, you can divide your stacks, and then you can have more than 7 stacks on the map. But that's the only way you can have more than 7 stacks in your army. Okay. A question about, that's a good one, because I was talking about this week. Can you watch allied battles in 2v2 maps while you're waiting for your turn? Well, if you are... that's a good question. I think we don't have a definite answer about that, and your opinion might be very interesting for us. So
I think I saw the chat is moving so fast. I think I saw a question about the music and Paul Romero, and yeah, Rob King and Paul Romero are doing music for Heroes 7. So we are of course very happy to have them back, and actually. Compared to Heroes 6, this time they were able to hire some live musicians and singers to perform on the game. So, for instance, Karin Mushgain, I hope I'm not, pronouncing her name incorrectly, but she was a great opera singer from Heroes 2 and 4 and 5, and she's back on Heroes 7. So, as a fan, I'm super happy about that. And on top of that, we have also Rokshan, who was the composer on Might and Magic 10. And when he learned that we were working on Heroes 7, he actually asked if he could contribute some music for the game. So yeah, there's a few songs by Rokshan as well on the soundtrack. And the soundtrack CD oh, the jeans are a bit twisting on themselves as they move.
Yeah, that's one of the funny bugs we still have.
Yeah, I think we flagged this one a while ago.
It doesn't break the game, so it's not a priority, but it will have to be somehow fixed.
Yeah, but anyway, in the collector edition of the game, there will be a soundtrack CD, and yeah, there's some great music on this CD.
Okay. So someone requested to see artifacts. So in this map, I'm gonna have to do this fight, which is maybe a bit too strong, too difficult for now. But with my magic, I should be able to win. To acquire an artifact and show you one, we don't have cheats to show you tons of artifacts. But okay, that should be okay.
Okay, if you are, arriving just now on this live streaming, first, welcome and thank you very much for watching us. And we are showing a pre-beta version of 1907. It's a work in progress development version of what will be released as a beta on Monday. And in this beta version, there will be 2 skirmish maps. And you can play in single player or multiplayer, hot seat or online, and with 2 factions, Haven and Academy, with access to all their heroes. And basically, I think most, if not all, the content of the game, but it depends what the level designers put in the maps, basically. But there's no actual, limitation. So yeah. And you will be able to give us lots of feedback with a nice button in the menu with a dedicated website to gather this feedback. Yeah. So we're counting on you.
So again,
help us make a great Heroes game.
I think there are questions about the PC requirements. I think there's already some information online about that, but obviously improving the performances of the game is part of what we do in beta phase. So it's gonna get even better with time. Okay, so let's grab this nice treasure.
It's also something that's sometimes very frustrating in game development, is that before you have put everything in the game, you don't really know what the requirements will truly be.
Yeah.
And you cannot start optimizing the game when you're still building it. So of course, from now that the game is getting playable and that everything is in there, our goal is to make it more and more optimized as we reach the release date.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this artifact I just found. It's a classic, Sandals of the Blessed. It gives you multiple bonuses, all the basic stats. So yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Can Gargoyle actually fly? Yes, actually, if you move your unit on a small distance, even if it's a flyer, the unit will walk by default. It will fly if you have it move on a large distance.
Yeah. Someone required to take a look at the Hall of Heroes, so this is how it works. You have a selection of heroes, you can take a look at everything they have, you can check the skill wheels here to know what they can become and pay to get them. That's it basically. I think I just broke something.
Yeah, I think we will have to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few UI bugs in this version. We just updated a few moments ago, just before the Twitch actually, and we are discovering some broken UI in parts. Yeah. But again, yeah, that's you really, it's not a finished version we are calling a beta. It's a real beta version.
Yeah, you can see. We have questions about can you select a random faction when you create a map? Not in the beta version, but yes, you will be able to select everything random basically when setting up a game.
So a nice question about our personal tastes in games. So what's your favorite game, Xavier?
I wonder if you know that. Well, my favorite games are tactical RPGs. So I wouldn't say Heroes is one of them, but it's kind of same kind of thing. I love the tactical battles and everything that is story and character development. So, you know.
Yeah. Me, I'm more on basically, I'm a PC gamer. I own a few consoles, but I'm always went back to the PC. So strategy games, RPGs, adventure games. I'm a big fan of point-and-click adventures. That's my drug. That's the kind of stuff I play. And these last few days I've been playing a game, you know, starting with a W. It's number 3. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So there was a comment about this character having 60 mana points from the start. Well, it's a bit of an exception because that's the way she is set up. It depends on the spirit, and obviously, as we already said, all these values need to be tweaked. So we are going to change things. So send us a message like that. Oh, this character has too much mana. It should be less, and it's very easy to change that. We just need to find the right values for the final game. But don't be worried about that. Everything can be changed easily. How about replacing the dice icon with a rainbow? Well, I think there are some fans of previous games here.
Yeah, I think in the early games it was a rainbow. Later it's been a horseshoe, golden horseshoe kind of thing.
That's right.
Here we have a dice. Yeah, it's. But there are many questions. Every time we do an icon, we're like, should we do it like in the old games, or should we change a bit?
Yeah.
It's always a big debate.
Yes, because everybody has a different idea about that. To be honest, it's a difficult debate. Alright. So I have a new unit now. It is the Apprentice. So it's basically a mage on a flying carpet.
Yeah. Inspired by the gene from Heroes 1, actually, for the old-timers among you.
Yeah. So it's an interesting unit. When upgraded, it has two attack modes. So the first basic mode is a piercing shot. So the bolt goes through all the stacks it can cross, a bit like the wizard in Heroes 5. And the upgraded version can have a zone attack that affects a 3x3 area. So it's pretty useful if you know how to use it. There are questions about the moral and luck roll. So yes, there are. Every time a creature acts, there is a luck and moral roll. So moral to know if there is a secondary action, and luck to know if there is a critical attack. And that's influenced by the creature stats and the hero stats. Oh, technical questions. The answer is yes.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about it a bit earlier, but in the options you can change the speed of animation, the speed of the game itself. You can choose to remove all the cool cams if you want things to really go fast.
Take a look at that.
And so yeah, the idea is to make the experience as customizable. I'm not sure if that's a real word, but as possible to really so that some people like to see the nice creatures doing nice things, and some people want to be efficient and fast. And yeah, you can play Heroes 7 both ways. Just tweak the options to fit what you like, basically.
I broke it again. Ooh, that wasn't smart. Okay. Now people are asking questions about us and our personal tastes. I don't know if that's very relevant. Favorite title in the Heroes franchise? You want to answer that? Well, mine is Heroes 5. And I'm sorry to say so. I know Heroes 3 is the most popular, but you know, that's just me. Something's broken.
Yeah. Me, I'm a Heroes 2 fan.
It's even crazier.
I think some people will hate me, but I never really liked Heroes 3.
Oh god, no, you gotta get out of here.
I prefer Heroes 2. For me, Heroes 2, you know, we have some people when we release new Heroes saying it doesn't have the charm of the old ones.
You can like the one you want, but don't say you don't like Heroes 3. It's a crime.
Yeah, in Russia now I'm marked for death. No, I'm joking. But the fact is, I really love the very colorful feel of Heroes 2 and cartoony feeling. And for me, Heroes 3 was a bit bland. So yeah, you know, tastes.
I'm not working with this guy anymore. Okay. I want to answer that.
Reminder launch date. So we are releasing in September. Did we actually?
I don't think there is a date. That's just
okay. So it's September.
That's why we didn't say it. Yep. Alright. So I have to admit I didn't play very well. I was talking and thinking about what to say, and this is just not a good game. We haven't seen the AI yet, but I think if I meet a guy from the other side, it's not gonna be so good for me. So yeah, so in this map you really have to take care of this area first, and this is really the bottleneck you have to pass to get into the underground area, which is somewhere. The entrance is here. Right now. I don't know what they're down here, but
maybe you can just maybe reveal a bit more of the map so we can see at least the entrance.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. A lot of people want to see Sylvan and Dungeon. Us too, actually, because as you know, these factions have been voted by the community, so that means the production for the units started after the other ones. So we are only starting to actually get the assets, but I think in June, probably mid-June, we should be able to start showing some cool Sylvan stuff. And for what the glimpses I saw so far, the Sylvan is going to rock.
Yeah, I like Dungeon too. I mean, the units are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a good chance that I'm gonna die now.
I'm pretty sure you will be.
Well, I focused a lot on developing my hero to cast powerful spells, so that's the idea. But it's maybe not gonna be enough. Oh, these guys are disciples. They are the upgraded guys. So
yeah.
Okay, that was really crazy. We have questions about the AI. Well, really, right now the AI is not as good as we want. But it works. It works, and it doesn't cheat. It doesn't get free troops or stuff like that. So it's just an AI that looks at everything around and makes decisions. So that needs a lot of tweaking. We worked already a lot about to make that work.
And again, that's an area where you can really give us feedback when you play the beta.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the only arbitrary kind of bonus the AI gets is if you choose a higher difficulty setting.
Yeah, sure.
In that case, the AI starts
with more
a bit
resources,
richer than you, but it doesn't get resources or troop boosts during the game itself.
No, exactly. We all know it's something everybody hates, including me. You feel cheated there. You just beat an AI with a full army, and a few turns after that it has another full army. It doesn't make any sense. It's not acceptable. So yeah. Yeah, someone is asking about interacting with the environment. So it's we have destructible structures in Hero 7 on the adventure map. Not so many, but they're quite interesting for me. The bridges, for instance, because they are bottlenecks, so you can destroy them, and they take resources to rebuild. So it's a pain for the guy who wants to rebuild. It's not a big deal, but it affects the flow of the map. And we have the forts that you can destroy, so the forts can be used to send caravans to establish a front line, so you don't have to go back to your town to get troops. You can send them to a fort if you capture the fort, or clearly a fort, when it is attacked and conquered, it is destroyed. So again, you have to spend money to rebuild it. And the fort is providing protection if you're attacked, and it's also used to send troops. So these are the two major destructible structures in the game.
Yeah. I see a question. Do we have male druid? I feel the history is repeating itself. Jeremiah Emo, is that you? Yeah. So no, the druid creature in the faction, in the lineup, is a woman.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The maids are actually the heroes. They are kind of druids also.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down in the underground.
Down to
okay, so
no, that's not the song.
My spell is very powerful. Maybe it's a bit too much. I just killed all the creatures with one spell. Well, it's a specialty, but I think some people are going to complain that that was too easy.
Are you taking care of our Necro Rhythm creatures? Yes, we are.
Sure.
Again, that's something that came fairly late, so we are still working on them. But
yeah,
I think you will be pleased with, especially with the Lich, because the Lich is quite skeletal.
Yeah,
and I think some people are rejoicing now. But yeah, the Lich is really now a very classical Lich, not what was the nicknames of the previous version, like the meth head Lich. No, that's over. That's a skeleton now
with a spider somewhere in the name, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna take a look at the latest questions now. Yeah, so this is the underground. Okay.
So yeah, maybe a couple of last questions we could answer now that we are nearing the end of this live streaming. What?
Any questions? We want to recap the content of the beta. So it's 2 factions, Haven and Academy, 2 skirmish maps that you can play in local multiplayer, LAN, online.
Single player or with friends.
Exactly.
And online you can actually play with the symptoms.
Yes.
So try it. Tell us what you think.
Wow, very technical question about the gold mines. They provide 1,000 gold. Yes. I think they could provide different values. We can set up that in the editor. So, but basically they will provide 1,000. And how many maps will the game offer? Well, I don't even that precisely in mind.
One thing maybe we can say is that we are trying to do our best to offer quite a few maps. Yes. I mean, the campaigns are huge, as usual with Heroes.
Yeah.
But we will have multiplayer maps. We will have scenario maps. I'm not saying actual numbers because we are working on it, and we are also very hard working on the map editor to offer a tool which we can use to produce more maps once the game is released.
Yeah.
And that you can use also to create maps. So yeah, we are, it's hard in this day and age to produce like 50 or 60 multiplayer maps in the base game.
Yeah.
But we really want to have more maps outside of the campaigns compared to Euro 6.
Yes.
So I can say as much as of today, touching wood. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, an interesting question about who's the main antagonist in the game. Well, if you don't know the story of Hero 7, you can take a look at our website, mmh7.com. There's a lot of information about Ivan Griffin's adventures, and this is all about Ivan and his arch enemy.
And actually, it's a framing story, but each campaign is its own story. It's a bit like Heroes 4 in that regard. So, it's not like a huge, very complicated meta plot like in Hero 6. Each campaign can be enjoyed separately, even if they are all stories that are being told to Ivan Griffin. But each has their own cast of characters, their own plots, their own good guys and bad guys and guys that are a bit shady. So yeah, different tones, different writers as well. So it's pretty fun actually. It's a fun campaign structure.
Yeah, I think it's an original take. Well, I won't talk about Heroes 4, but it's something I feel is pretty fresh and pretty interesting for a Heroes game. So I'd like to remind you that the beta version will be in English only. That's an important information. And
as I was saying, we are currently working on the localization kit, so translation of all the many lines of text of this game won't be ready for Monday, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be English for the beta.
Okay. So well, we're pretty sure we're gonna do more Twitches in the future.
Yeah.
To give you more information about the rest of the content of the game. So we hope you enjoyed this time with us. It's actually pretty fast, and it feels like we didn't say much.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy about what you've seen. You can continue to ask questions on the website, and we're doing our best to give you information about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you
for the questions. Thank you for your attention, your time. We hope you will enjoy the beta on Monday. Give us all the feedback you want to give.
Yes, please.
And yeah.
Okay, join the Shadow Council
as well.
See you.
Bye, guys.
Peggy 12.
Wow. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, actually, people are still watching. You know, we're becoming like a post-credit scene, like in the Marvel movies.
We're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, if you're still here, maybe you can. Actually, some people wanted to see this wonderful Ivan a bit longer, so here it is.
Yeah, he's great. I want one.
Yeah, just need some room to put him somewhere.
Yeah. My God.
Don't spoil everything.
I don't want to do that. Okay.
You can open the box, I'm being told. So okay, let's open the box. And yeah, actually it's we were joking actually. The content of the box is missing, but you can have a nice look at the nice picture in the background and put your cool Ivan.
Please don't destroy it.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Okay.
See you on Monday on the beta.
Goodbye for real this time. Bye, everyone.